For years, Uber was the poster child for Silicon Valley's growth at all costs mantra, just burning through billions of dollars. But that story, it has completely flipped. Today, we're looking at Uber in 2025, and it's a certified profit machine. But, and this is a big but, it has this huge, complicated problem hiding right under the hood. And that problem gets to the very core of what Uber has become.
I mean, that's really the central tension of Uber today, isn't it? On one hand, you've got this incredible financial success story, a true comeback kid of the tech world. But on the other, it raises some seriously tough questions about the model that's generating all that cash. And look, we have to start with the money, because the scale of this turnaround is genuinely shocking. It completely rewrites the Uber narrative we all thought we knew. You remember the old joke, right? For over a decade, this was the line about Uber. They lose a little money on every ride, but make up for it in volume. Well, that piece of conventional wisdom is now officially dead and buried. Get ready for this. This is the new reality. $2.1 billion in adjusted earnings in a single quarter. And this isn't some one-off fluke. After years of just bleeding cash, Uber has been consistently profitable since late 2023. We are talking about a fundamental shift in the business. Okay, so this chart right here, this shows the exact moment Uber finally started winning. Think of it this way. The red bars are the cost of all the money they've borrowed and raised. That's their cost of capital. The green bars, that's what they're earning on that money. And for the first time ever, the green is consistently higher than the red. Uber isn't just surviving anymore. It's officially creating value. So, the big question is, how on earth did they pull this off? Well, it wasn't as simple as just jacking up prices. No, Uber built this incredible, multifaceted growth engine that is now just firing on all cylinders. The real genius move here was they stopped thinking like a taxi company and started acting like a true logistics platform. I mean, mobility and delivery, those are the foundation, of course, but the real magic is in these new layers. A high-speed advertising business growing at 80% a year, a membership program, Uber One, to lock in loyal customers, and even a logistics arm, Uber Direct, to compete with FedEx. Each pillar just makes the others stronger. And their market dominance, it is absolutely staggering. I mean, look at this. In just the last month, Uber was mentioned online more than twice as much as its biggest global rival, Bolt, and nearly 6 times more than Lyft. The brand has literally become a verb, and that kind of cultural footprint gives them immense power. You can see how this strategy is totally reshaping where their money comes from. Yeah, rides still lead at 57%, but look at delivery. It now makes up nearly a third of the entire business. That diversification is so key. It makes them far more resilient than a company that just offers one service.
So what's their secret weapon for loyalty? Uber One. 25 million people now pay for this subscription, and that's a 75% jump in just 1 year. And these aren't just casual users. No, they spend more, they use more services, and they rarely even think about checking a competitor's app. It's an incredibly powerful growth flywheel.
But Uber isn't just focused on today's profits. Of course not. It's making a massive, company-defining bet on what transportation is going to look like tomorrow. And they are not mincing words here. In their view, autonomous vehicles, or AVs, are the biggest opportunity in the company's entire history. They believe this is the next evolution of their whole platform, and they are positioning themselves to be right at the absolute center of it. Now, notice who isn't on this list. Uber itself. See, they aren't building their own self-driving car. Their strategy is to partner with everyone else. They want the Uber app to be the universal remote for autonomous vehicles, the single place you go to hail a Waymo, an Aurora, or whatever comes next. They're betting on being the demand aggregator, not the manufacturer. It's a really clever play. So the company is profitable, it's diversified, and it's betting big on the future. The story sounds perfect, right? Almost too good to be true. And, well, this is where we get to the other side of the coin. The hidden cost of this new, highly optimized profit machine. A few years ago, Uber fundamentally changed how it pays drivers. It moved from a pretty transparent system where they took a fixed percentage of the fare to this new system called dynamic pricing. The key difference? For drivers, it's now a complete black box. They no longer know what percentage of the passenger's fare Uber is actually taking on any given trip. And according to a major study from Oxford,
This new system has allowed Uber to take a larger piece of the pie. Their average take rate, the cut they keep, has crept up from about 25% to almost 29%. Now, that small percentage increase might not sound like a lot, but when you multiply it over billions of rides, it becomes a major driver of the profitability we were just looking at. This quote from a longtime Uber driver named Abdurzak Hadi, it just captures the frustration perfectly. For drivers, the predictability is gone. The trust that came with transparency has been totally replaced by uncertainty.
So, let's put it all together. You have a company that's a financial powerhouse, but it's facing these really serious questions about its relationship with its workforce. So what does the road ahead actually look like?
Now, this is fascinating. Wall Street analysts are overwhelmingly positive on Uber. But look at this chart of insider trades. The green bars are buys, the red bars are sells. For the last couple of years, as the company's fortunes have soared, there have been virtually zero insider buys. It really begs the question, what does Uber's own management see that the rest of the market doesn't?
And that really brings us right to the core of the issue. Uber has solved the puzzle of profitability. They've built a diversified, powerful global logistics platform. But in doing so, they've created a model that is generating significant tension with the very people who power their network.
And this is the billion-dollar question that hangs over Uber's future. They have achieved this incredible success, but it's built on an algorithm that is squeezing value from both ends of the platform. Is that a durable foundation for the next decade, or is it a vulnerability just waiting to be exploited? That's the one problem this incredible profit machine has yet to solve.